So global communication skills include the capacity to accept the relativity of what you know and don't know. And I think that's pretty important. The older I get, the more I read, the more I learn, the more I understand how little I know. And it's tough. I mean, I know I can only read maybe 40 books in a year. Some books I can get through in a week. Some I can, I take 2-3 weeks for, but I know that I have to focus on those things I don't know and that I need to know in order to keep going. I think the capacity to be non-judgmental, not to jump to a conclusion quickly, but to ask why, to ask how, before I offer up a judgment of any sort. And that means a tolerance for ambiguity. You're going to work in circumstances where you don't really understand what's going on, and you got to be okay with that. You can ask questions and you can gather information, but you don't always have to be in control, because there are going to be many circumstances in which you just don't understand what's going on around you. You have to have the capacity to communicate respect for other people's ways, for their country, for their region, for their values. Respect is different from adopting those and making them yours. It is simply that. It's respect. What other skills do you need? Empathy, putting yourself in their shoes. A flexibility. Can you, if you're visiting Tokyo, can you sit down for a meal on the floor? Can you get back up? I had to work at that. I was better, when I was a 30-year-old captain than I am today. It requires kind of 2-3 moves to get down on the floor and then get back up. Flexibility, though, is more of a personality issue. It means things may not go exactly the way you want them to. You got to learn to deal with that. You have to be able to take turns. You have to have the humility to acknowledge things you just don't understand. Put that on the list to read about.